Hi everybody, Richard from Richard George Tailoring. So today we are in London, specifically Savile Row, and we're going to retrace my steps from inception of apprentice tailor right through to the present day. So let's go. Having knocked on every door on Savile Row, hopefully securing an apprenticeship. Sadly, nothing was available at the time. I think government funding wasn't on the side of apprenticeships at the time. The last stop was Hayward, which is here, or was here, sadly no longer. But at the time, I had a nice conversation with Douglas Hayward, and he very kindly put me in touch with a Stanley Toe based on Lower James Street. And that's where we'll go next. And this happens to be one of the most expensive roads in London, certainly for shopping. I mean, you've got the Connaught on the corner, which is one of the most prestigious hotels. So the right situation for a very high-end tailor. So when first sort of beginning, the early days of, I used to come down every Wednesday through sort of a trial period before I was offered a position. And I always remember walking up and down here early in the morning before the sun was out, and I'd leave and the sun had been down, so always dark, but this particular path I always remember it really well, walking up and down to the workshop. So following the interaction with Hayward, the conversation that I had there, the details were passed to me to a Stanley Toe, and funnily enough we've just walked down here and almost completely missed it, because it's changed that much down here. So the workshop that I originally worked in from the very start is just above what is now Jumbo Eats. And there I was padding lapels, very fine stitching, and it was always funny. The guy that I worked for, Stanley Toe, he was very, very particular about how things had to be done. And I remember on one occasion spending hours and hours padding a lapel, which is basically hundreds of stitches up and down the jacket, which produced the roll in the lapel. And I think there was maybe 2 or 3 stitches out of line out of the several hundred that were done, and immediately took a look at it, ripped it apart, started all again. And I wasn't to leave until that work was done. So I think that's kind of where my sort of drive and my pursuit of perfection has kind of really been instilled from. So thank you, Stanley, for that. I remember I used to live just off Liverpool Road, and I used to cycle into Savile Row every morning, get there for like 7:30, but the bike that I used to cycle in on was this blacked out BMX, no brakes. I used to use my feet to brake. I mean, how I wasn't killed during that period, I don't know, but every morning cycle in, then I'd go and do a shift at William Hill in the evening and then cycle back, and it was always worse going back because it was uphill. It was a nightmare. Some of my fondest memories on Savile Row were at Oswald Boateng, where I was there for a period of time. Oswald's been infamous for dressing some really high-profile celebrities, politicians, was creative director for Givenchy for a brief period of time, and in particular, a fashion show that I worked on, which I was really proud of, was the Man's Story, which was the closing fashion show for Fall/Winter 2010 London Fashion Week. Thinking about it, one of the really standout moments for me was when Chris Rock actually had stopped by to get his suit tailored for a show that he was working on that weekend. And I'll never forget trying to pin his trousers while he was in the mirror, telling his jokes and doing his routine, and tailors crowded around. They come up from downstairs and were just in absolute stitches while I was trying to pin this guy's leg. Ridiculous. In summary, it's been a pleasure to walk through the streets again and sort of retrace my steps as previously. My time in London was a hell of an experience. I don't think I've ever been more tired than when I was working here, but it really instilled the value of work ethic and my real passion for tailoring as well, which I continue to have. Really hope you've enjoyed retracing my steps with me. If you want to see more of this kind of on-the-go stuff, let me know, comment below, like, share, subscribe. It's been great chatting with you. Thank you.